My little brother 3M is actually my 25M fiance's kid. Trigger warnings: infidelity, emotional manipulation, parent being competitive with their child, potentially grooming. My fiance, 25M, and myself, 24F, have been together since we were 17-18 years old. Honestly, he was always kind, handsome, funny, and everyone used to say I was so lucky to have the whole package. I felt so lucky too. He always treated me with love and respect, so this makes everything just so shocking for me. I have always had a good relationship with my mom. It has always been her and I against the world. My dad died in an accident when I was little. We always joked that we are the real-life Rory and Lorelai from Gilmore Girls. My mom dated guys on and off and they were usually cool but nothing really past the early stages. Around 4 years ago my mom told me she was pregnant, which was a huge surprise. My mom was around 42 years old and although she was sort of dating someone recently, didn't meet the guy but knew she went on dates, it still was a big shock. She never thought she could be pregnant at her age. She had me when she was super young, an oopsie, and I can tell she was stressed and worried. I decided to support her, since she has always supported me, and tried to reassure her. She then had my brother, who is now 3 years old. I have a close relationship with my brother. I have helped take care of him since he was born and I just love the little guy. My fiancé was also always helpful with my brother. We would take him out for ice cream, playground, pool time during summer, etc. But nothing was weird. He was just my then BF, spending time with my brother and I. Now to how I found out. My fiancé and I have lived together since we finished college. My fiancé was not at home since he was hanging out with friends, but I was home because I didn't feel like going out and just wanted to chill on my sofa. At some point during binge watching a series on Netflix, my laptop died and I was too lazy to go get my charger, so I just took my fiancé's iPad. I know the password but honestly never used it before. The iPad logged in and I got a bunch of messages pinging. I guess he hasn't used it in a while too. Anyways, this got my attention and I went to check it out, and OFC, I found everything. My mom's number wasn't under her name, but I recognized the number and verified it with my phone. She was telling him she felt guilty and that I should know. He said he also felt guilty but couldn't lose me and they F it up. She said that it was unfair for my brother to never not know his dad, and that if he could live having his son around not behaving like a dad but a brother-in-law. I broke down. What is the actual F? There weren't a lot of older messages, just some photos stored of my brother as a newborn, my mom pregnant, and more photos of my brother growing up in an album. I couldn't anymore. I cried for what seemed like ages and I waited for my BF to come back home. I wish I was one of those women that can pretend and get things together before confronting the cheater, but I can't. He came back later that night, around 23:30, and I just gave him the iPad with the conversation opened and saw his face completely go pale. I asked for an explanation. When? How? Why? And he didn't want to at first, but knew he had to. Apparently a few years back while I was traveling with some friends, girls trip, my fiancé and mom had dinner together. This isn't strange since he has been part of the family for so long. Sometimes mom and fiancé would eat together at our place even if I was busy with sports or out. I did the same with his parents. Somehow, unclear how since he couldn't explain it well, one thing led to another and they ended up sleeping together. They felt guilty but apparently not guilty enough because they slept together 2-3 more times, using the excuse of meeting up to discuss how to tell me. Apparently when my mom got pregnant they stopped sleeping together and decided to not tell me, since my fiancé loved me and couldn't lose me, and my mom didn't want to lose her daughter. So here we are now, with two of the most disgusting humans. I obviously broke the engagement, told my mom to never talk to me again and move in with a friend. I feel bad for my brother since I really love him, but I can't be around him now. I just can't. I feel like it would remind me of all those times we talked about having kids. I would be his baby mama, only baby mama. We talked about this future since we were 17 years old, so I want to puke every time I think how I was actually taking care of his child with someone else, while still having those dreams. I want to puke. Relevant comments. When did this all happen? When were the texts from? If recent, it seems like they were probably still having a relationship and your mom wanted him to leave you to go play house with her. OP, the messages I found were on different dates ranging between 2 months, 2 weeks before I found them in the iPad. I'm sure he deleted older ones. I feel like I don't have the whole picture yet, but I don't think I can hear more about it ATM. I haven't had a talk with my mom. I just sent her a text saying I knew and to not talk to me again or see me. She has tried texting and calling but I blocked her and now, no idea. Same with my fiancé. I'm afraid they will try to confront me in person somewhere around the city, work, etc. I don't think I can handle that yet. Comment. Young bro's birthday. Go back 9 months before to gauge when he was conceived and find out what age was your ex then. Younger than 18? Police is waiting for the call. Lawyer is waiting for a case. Good luck and I'm sorry. OP, he was 20-ish, so no police and I don't think she groomed him. Comment. Your mother is truly the worst. She lied and kept lying to you all those years. I'd never be able to forgive her. How can someone do that to their own child? It's weird to come to terms with the mom I knew. She was always loving and supportive and just a great mom. And now this person, who is just a disgusting human. I don't know, my thoughts are everywhere. Comment. Do you work a 9 to 5? Or shift work? Maybe ask if you can WFH or change shifts. Who do you feel more betrayed by? Or who would you more likely reconcile with? I work 9-6 p.m. in an office. I can't do remote work. If they want to find me, it's easy for them to do so. I have let my closest coworkers know if they see my mom or fiance around to let me know ASAP, so I can avoid them. But beyond that, I'm not sure I have much control. My city isn't huge either, so I'm always on the lookout now, hoping to not run into them. Comment. How is the security of the building? Maybe you could talk to your manager and start a modified schedule? Come in 2 hours early or something like that? Maybe change up your usual behaviors? Change gyms, salons, etc. It's a simple office with no security and street entrance. So, nothing fancy. I now feel terrified to leave my friend's house in case I run into them. I just go to the supermarket, try to go one further away, and work. I'm looking into moving cities, but it isn't easy, but I don't see myself living like this forever. Comment. When did the confrontation go down? Have you considered putting them on blast? If they are shunned, they are probably less likely to come find you. Right now, it's all about damage control, but if you blow up their reputations, there is nothing to fix. It was last Friday. My friend keeps telling me I should blast them and tell everyone, but I guess I'm ashamed and still trying to process. I'm afraid it will be more overwhelming with everyone asking questions and talking about it, but I feel like maybe it is also a mistake to wait too long to tell others. I don't know, I'm just really overwhelmed. I just feel like crying every hour and not face anything. Comment. What the actual F? How anyone could do this to their own child is just beyond me. You have to wonder if she had been grooming him from a young age. I'm so sorry this happened to you. What did your whore of a mother have to say for herself? I don't know. I didn't read her messages and then I blocked her. Just thinking about hearing her out gives me a panic feeling. I know I might have to eventually, but right now I can't. Comment. I asked this in another thread earlier today, but what is with everyone raw dogging when they cheat? It boggles my mind. I imagine she thought she was too old to get pregnant and the chances were low to none. I can't confirm, but this is what I assume. She told me before, honey, it would take a miracle for me to get another kid, and my fiance was always hating on condoms. I was always on the pill. Comment. So your mom at 42-year-old slept with your then 22-year-old boyfriend multiple times, got pregnant by him, kept the baby and never told you who the father was even after you got engaged? Yikes on all the bikes. I'm so sorry, honey, that's an incredible betrayal on every front. I asked her who the dad was when she broke the news to me, but she said it was a guy she was casually dating and he wanted nothing to do with the baby. I should have questioned more back in that time, but I just never thought the reality would be this. Not in a million years. Comment. This is so effed up. Your mom should have had an abortion. I don't see any way around this for you other than breaking up and creating your own new life. You can do this, you deserve better. The effed up part is that she actually considered aborting the baby, but I reassure her that if she wanted to keep it I would be there to support, and she wouldn't be alone. She was apparently reassured by this and decided to keep it. I want to hit myself and go back in time. Maybe if I should have been less supportive. But then I can't imagine my little brother not being alive, but at the same time, I wish he wasn't. I'm a mess. Comment. I'm so sorry for this devastating double betrayal. I'm not surprised you feel sick to your stomach as the two people you loved most in the world have stabbed you in the back and lied about it. You have no choice but to cut contact and keep it cut, as neither of them have your best interests at heart and there are zero excuses for what they did. Zero. Shame on both of them. How have they both reacted? I assume a barrage of apologies and begging followed your discovery. Are you able to get some individual counseling? This is too much emotional grief to carry alone. Sending you strength and courage. Mom texted me a few times and called me when she saw my text saying I knew. I didn't see her messages so I have no idea what they said. Fiance was destroyed by losing me supposedly and said nothing has to change and that we can cut contact with my mom and he won't see her again. I said absolutely no and that I needed to go, packed a bag and left. They haven't tried to see me in person yet. Part of me wishes they would fight harder to keep me in their lives, but part of me can't handle seeing them in person. Update 1. As I was afraid I was indeed confronted near my office this week. I knew this was coming but thought maybe I had more time. My ex was the person to come find me. Yesterday after finishing work and walking to where my car was parked, my ex was sort of lingering waiting around. I thought about running, not gonna lie, but I guess in the moment I felt strong enough to get over it, instead of having that hanging above my head waiting to be approached again. He asked if we could talk and I said yes, but I didn't feel like having that conversation over coffee like we were old friends. It felt ridiculous, so I told him to just talk right there. We were in the streets, but somehow it wasn't crowded, but also not completely lonely. Felt right. He basically said sorry 100 times, and that I deserved better. I agreed. He said he did love me and that he still does, but he would understand why I wouldn't want anything to do with him. He said that if I did in fact consider giving him a chance, that he would go to therapy, alone or together or both, and that he would work hard to win my trust back. I told him it wasn't possible. There was too much damage. This sounds calm when I type it, but in the moment things came out more with louder tone and harsher words. Anyways, he did say that he is in the, or will be, it was a bit of a blur, process of getting custody, partly, from my brother, and that he in fact does want to be a dad to him. He said he does not want to be together with my mom, that it was just a stupid mistake. Sure, BC 4 to 5 times is just a random thing. He couldn't explain why he did it in the first place. I think he doesn't even know himself. I asked if he cheated with someone else before. He said no, not sure if to believe it, but he sounded honest. I asked why he didn't come clean, and he said that after he did the deed he always felt panicked and it hit him that he could lose me and he just didn't want to. I told him it was meant to be found out, that what was his plan? To have my brother around and ignore their relationship forever? He said he didn't think far enough and that he was basically going with the idea one day at the time. I asked him if he felt that my mom seduced him. He said it was mutual, which made me want to puke again. I asked if he has any contact with my mom since I found out. He said yes, but mostly about my brother, didn't elaborate more, and I didn't press for more info on that. He said he told his parents the day before or the day before that, not sure, Monday through Tuesday, about everything. The parents were not happy, but they are glad to start building now a relationship with my brother, their grandkid. Honestly, all of this felt like a punch in my stomach. I don't know why. The parents wanted to contact me, but he told them to wait till he approached me first, hence why he was here. I said if he started or thought about the custody before I found out, and he said no. But when I found out was like the push he needed. Great, seems I helped him get his shit together, and this past week he was arranging all of that mess. That's why he hasn't tried to see me before. He sounded and looked defeated, but the whole thing made me besides sad angry. I was mainly depressed before, but now I'm furious. I feel like he is still in an okay place and he isn't paying for his actions, beyond me leaving him. He will have my brother, his parents and others and move on with his life. Well, I lost everything. I hate him. We parted ways not in a happy note, and I told him to never get near me again. I was done. He asked me to see my brother still, that I was important to him, and tried to guilt trip me, and it worked, but I still think I can't. I don't know much about my mom and really hope she doesn't come find me anytime soon. BC, I'm fuming right now and won't be able to handle it. I will be contacting my family and friends and finally doing the blasting today. I think it's about time, and after my talk with him, I got the extra push I needed. Relevant comments. I know you're pissed, possibly livid right now, but OP, please do not get emotional when you blast them. Social media is a great place to let out just the facts. Someone on your last post said to post, the wedding is off. I'm not speaking with mother or ex-fiance. He is the father of my mother's son. And dip. That's exactly what I would do. Let them clean up their own mess. If people ask, let it all out about how sad and hurt and how you lost everything because of them. Guilt him because now you've lost your mom. You can't trust her ever again. You've lost him, who was supposed to be your forever. And then, they decided to be real sickos and have you help with the affair, baby. I'm so sorry you're going through this, OP. I hope everyone sees how sick they are. Update me when you can. I hope your 4th of July is fun. OP, thank you. Yes, you are so right. I'm trying to come down. I have been so angry since yesterday, but getting better. I thought writing this update will help me cool down before I do the blasting. I also want it to be facts-driven and not all an emotional blur. I will have my friend Red proof my post to friends and family. Comment. I don't like saying this, because I don't know your mother, OP. However, are you 100% positive that it's your ex-fiance's kid? Not you should go back to the asshole because he cheated on you. But if your mother is willing to cheat with him, she was very likely sleeping with other men at the same time. And she may be using this as an easy way to have someone take care of her child. OP, that's a good point, and honestly I don't know. They both seem sure by the text they exchanged, and also my ex filling for custody. But not sure if they did the proper test and whatnot. But actually it didn't cross my mind till now. Thanks for bringing it up. Comment. I was thinking the same thing as far as how does anyone know for sure he's the dad, not that it matters. And also get an STD test cause who knows what the mom was doing, and obviously no care for her daughter's safety, either by having unprotected sex with him and putting her daughter at risk. OP, I had a test done last week and all clear, but just the fact to think that he was inside me and inside my mom, and potentially the same day/week turns my stomach. I feel so disgusted. I try not to think about it without much success. Comment. I highly doubt his parents the whole truth. Most likely he told them things to spin it into his favorable side. I'd say meet his parents and ask them what they heard/know and then see if that matches with what is actually true not. I wonder too what he told them, but we'll probably hear about it soon. I suppose his parents will contact me this week. They have always been nice to me and treated me like her own child. My ex is an only child and the mom always wanted a girl, you know how that goes. I know them since I was 15 years old, but I can also see them being on their son's side no matter what. I wouldn't be surprised. Comment. Does anyone else get the feeling that the only reason he guilt OP about her little brother in the hope she returns to the ex and helps him raise her little bro like a stepson? Or possibly so she can still maintain somewhat a relationship with him or her mom? I did get that feeling. He was trying to get me back, or trying to make me see things can be better and he can do better. Once he understood he wasn't getting anywhere, he started to talk about how my little brother will miss me, and how can I just leave him hanging. That I can still be in his life and he, my ex, will make things easier for that. That's one of the reasons he is asking for custody so I didn't have to see my mom. Comment. If your brother found you when he turns 18 would you accept him? I wanna say yes and hope we can get a relationship sooner than that. But I know need to heal first. So no idea about the timeline. I miss him though, it's a weird feeling. Comment. Also did you ask him why he would have sex with your mom multiple times if it was only a mistake? You should have asked that. I did, and he said he doesn't know. He keeps saying, I don't know, wish I did or something along those lines. Update 2. I did the blasting. And this is how it went down. I first posted on my family's FB group we share, this is from my mom's family side. I used inspiration of what you all suggested in my last post and said something around the lines of I want to communicate to you all that my wedding with X has been permanently cancelled, since I found out that my mom, name, and my ex had in the last few years a sexual relationship which resulted in the birth of my little brother. I had no clue of any of this, and I found out about it last week. I won't have moving forward a relationship with mom and ex for obvious reasons. I would appreciate your understanding, and I felt it was only fair to let you know of the situation, since I value transparency and honestly above all. I also included a screenshot of my mother message, what I said to her once I found out and a message she managed to write back before I blocked her. Didn't open the message till before the blasting. I didn't want to read her and be persuaded. It exploded. I had family reaching out via text and calling the whole day after the blasting. I would say most were very supportive and I could tell they were just shocked. There were a few neutral and some suspicious that it wasn't the whole story and maybe I misunderstood. My grandparents were in that maybe you misunderstood category, which it wasn't surprising since my mom is super close to my grandparents and like I said before, my mom was always a good mom. So no red flags. I will be moving with a cousin that is more like a sister to me. I haven't reached out to her previously cause I knew once she knows everyone would, that's why I went to my friend's place. My cousin is devastated on my behalf and offered I live with her and her 2 kids until I can get my feet on the ground. I accepted and will be moving next week. I'm a bit afraid this will give my mom an easier access to me, but I can't stay at my friend's place forever. I then proceeded quickly to post a similar message for we share most of our friends since high school and local university, friends on Instagram. I created a close friends story and tagged most of them too. This went sort of viral in our friend group. Actually one of my friends sent me my Reddit post and asked if this was me, I confirmed. They were also shocked and speechless. They never thought my ex would even remotely do anything like this. They said he was crazy about you. Oh well. Apparently he went overboard on the crazy part. The group of friends is divided ATM, some are completely on my side and some are thinking it isn't the whole truth. I told everyone that reached out that if they don't believe me to ask their friend if he is asking for custody of my little brother. That kinda shut them up for now. My ex deleted his social media apparently. Also my ex's parents called me like I guessed they would. They were kind to me and were very sorry about everything. I got the feeling they are also overwhelmed and very disappointed. However, it was clear they will be supporting their son. They are very upset at my mother, and don't want anything to do with her, but not sure how that will work with my little brother and everything else. They tried to give me info about the custody and what is my ex up to now, but I shut that down quickly and told them I don't want any info, I want to move on. I also asked them to not reach out in the near future, that I needed distance, especially if they will be supporting my ex. He is living with his parents ATM. Also my ex and my mother after the blast were going nuts trying to reach out to me. They tried calling my friend, who she blocked them, and reaching out from different numbers. I had to put my phone on silence and ignore everyone. However my mother sent me a long text, from another number, and that was a weird text. She said that I was being cruel and that she didn't think she raised me that way. She said she thought we had a better relationship than me blasting out laundry like that without talking to her first. That I didn't have the whole picture. She did mention something that confused me. She said in her long-ass text that the reason she slept with my ex is because he reminded him of my dad. That it was grief. That she didn't mean to use him to heal her pain, but she wasn't strong enough. I don't even know what that means. Like, did she think that my ex looks physically like my dad? Or personality? Or what? I have seen photos of my dad, and well, yeah, my ex isn't super different but also not super alike. I mean, they share brown/dirty blonde hair, blue eyes, white skin. But that's not so uncommon. I don't see what else. I don't know. That threw me for a loop and honestly makes me want to confront my mom just to know what the hell. From all the things she could say, I was not expecting that. I'm holding on better. I don't cry every hour or want to murder them. But, I'm still sad and upset, and it just feels like it isn't my life. I also need to really start planning my future and start applying for jobs in other cities, or maybe check the possibilities abroad more seriously. I might ask for 2 to 3 days off work to really get my thought together and do some research. I'm terrified, tbh. I feel frozen, but I know I need to start moving.